Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the VG Purist. I'll be coming at you with some Cabal Vision Champions Cup Playoffs Season 2, and we are going to be taking on the championship match here. And as you can see, two big names there. Ducke, the Season 1 returning champion, be defending the crown, and he will be facing off against Enarion, those upstart Wood Elf team. And as you can see there, from the path, they have both taken the dull dark elves, taken on an undead team, to an orc team, to a Bretonian team, now finally facing off against another agility team here. So that will be great for him. No more bashings along the way here. And for the Wood Elf team, he has definitely gone a long way, taking on another dark elf team, a chaos team here, and I believe a human team here. I forget their Order of Phoenix. I'm sorry, man, but definitely it will be a great match to see who will come on top. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up this replay and start this puppy up. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so for my preliminary prediction, we do see in my video that I did like Ducke's dark elf team, and truthfully, you know, I'm a little bit biased. Dark elves, they ring true to my nature. And anyways, Season 1 champion, there's gotta be something to it, right? He's gotta have the magic, but he'll definitely need it for today. But first, let's go ahead and introduce these teams. Coached by Ducke, Dull Dark Elves. The Dark Elf team, that is right. He's going to have a star player, Eldril Sidewinder, for today's match, as well as, what is it, Horkin Gut Ripper? Oh man, that's going to be really great. Wood Elf team, better beware. But first, coached by EnarionBB2, the Saviours of Athel, Loren. So if they are going to win today's match, they're going to have to go through a bunch of inducements. Wood Elf team has given the Dark Elf team loads of it, was able to not only afford a couple of star players in Horkin Heart Ripper, I'm sorry, I thought it was Gut Ripper, but it's Heart Ripper, but also getting Eldril Sidewinder, as well as getting a Wizard along with a bribe for today's match. So the Wood Elf team is going to be really up against it today, but might be okay though. Might be okay. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the skills before we start things off. And he is going to have a kick lineman here in the backfield, or actually a thrower there with the kick ability. That's going to be really nice today. And as you can see here, Tree with that +1 in movement allowance, grab with that guard ability, going to be a real menace. And going to be very difficult for the Dark Elves to deal with in the center, as long as he's going to be unrooted for today's match. As well as having a couple of catchers there with pass block. That might be a little bit interesting, but in my opinion, I believe that Ducke here will not be throwing the ball very much. He's going to just continue running with the runner, and then if need be, just give it a little pass off to someone else. But with Eldril Sidewinder, it's almost as if he has a extra little blitz for his guys there. Can really open up the hole there. Eldril Sidewinder with that hypnotic gaze, just gonna take down one guy and then blitz on another, and a huge hole may exist for these guys. And honestly, Eldril Sidewinder is gonna do extremely well today, because here for the Wood Elf team, he has a bunch of catchers there with that strength too. Here he goes. There we go. They got one here and another one here with Airbender on the sideline. So a bunch of guys that could get hypnotic gaze a little bit easier than some of the rest of the crowd there. And also, he has to watch out for Mr. Heart Ripper here with the multiple block. That means if he is going to be base-to-base melee range with a couple of other guys, he can stab that guy, and then with the multiple block, he can stab another guy in melee range. So that's going to be great. Might see him lined up here in the front line, and then maybe get a bash on the tree if he can get that off. But it appears that the Wood Elf team for defense is going to be putting 5 guys here on the line. Actually, not defense, but on the offense, it's going to be the Wood Elf favor here. He's actually going to choose to receive the ball. So Wood Elves are going to put 5 guys on the line. War Dancers are going to be aggressively placed for the time being. Actually, his Dark Elf team placing on defense. So right now, let's just forget about that for right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Dark Elf team. And as you can see, Dark Elves just going to be with the normal runner with the sure hands and the dodge, as well as a Witch Elf there with the wrestle and tackle ability with the nice little jump up with the frenzy. That's all going to be naturally on her, but still, she's going to definitely be dangerous, especially with the tackle ability. A couple of extra Dark Elves there with the tackle ability will be extremely useful in trying to take down the very dangerous War Dancers of EnarionBB2s, with one of them with +1 agility and another one with a +1 in strength. And as you can see from the last match against the Chaos team of Lupac 22, you saw how dangerous this War Dancer can be with the extra strength. You leap in there, and sometimes if you don't do it right, you might just get a 1-die block at best. But here, 2 white die blocks, it's extremely good for today's match, especially because, boy, this guy right there, he doesn't have that 4 strength. But the key will be today if these guard elves will be able to do their jobs and maybe be able to keep the ball safe today. Truthfully, to guard against the War Dancer, what you need to do is cage up, get the guards at the corners of the cage so that if he does manage to leap in there, then it won't be any of these 2 white die blocks or anything. Maybe at best a 1 white die block, but we'll see if that will be the case today. And let's go ahead and hit the play button real quick again. And as you can see there, nothing too crazy. He does have a +1 in strength blodged lineman there, but -1 in movement allowance. And that's about it. So hopefully with all of these inducements, should be able to get over the huge team value difference that we're going to see for today's match between the Wood Elf and the Dark Elf team. Oh, yes. Looks like the Dark Elf team will be putting his guys in the backfield in a little bit of an arch in the midfield. So pretty much seating the left and right sides. But I believe that the Wood Elf team will definitely take that. As we've seen from the personality of Inarion's Blood Bowl play, he loves scoring it quickly. He loves taking it down the pitch. So it might, again, come back to bite him if the Dark Elf team is able to just continue to ground and pound and move up methodically up the pitch and destroy some of these elves. Because with that bribe in hand and also a wizard for any craziness, then it could be over real fast for this Wood Elf team. So opting to receive. Just wants to get his little touchdown very quickly so that he doesn't have to worry about the scoring. But sometimes this might go tremendously against him. But we'll see if the Wood Elf team, does he have the slowdown in him? Or will he just continue to play all out Blood Bowl as per the usual for him? Look at this fast tree man. He's so quick on his feet. He's just going to move up there and get in the face of the +1 in strength man up front. And he's thinking about bashing him. But with that dodge ability, should be able to get away fairly easily away from the tree. Only back-to-back ones will stop this. But definitely, as you can see there, for this Wood Elf team, not gonna wait here. He's just going to put 2 guys out for the fly. Gonna blitz there with the War Dancer. Both down died. That's not good enough, but that's okay. He's gonna be dodging away, but unfortunately, with that tackle ability on him, he will not be able to get away too easily. He's gonna reroll that actually. So, boy, that's interesting reroll there. But I guess he does not want to hang his +1 in strength man out there to get fouled. So, knowing that he will get hit and get fouled, he's just going to go use that reroll right away and going to protect that War Dancer. So that's just how dangerous this Dark Elf team is, especially with those inducements. And right there, already spending a reroll. He's got loads of it though. 4 here in hand, now 3. But definitely, that the Dark Elves will definitely take that any day. We want to reduce down the rerolls as much as possible here. And hopefully watch the Wood Elf team get nuffled. And now they're just going to cover the flies here. And we're going to see a bunch of hits here from the Dark Elf team and do his fouls whenever is convenient for him. Looks like there's going to be a stun on the left side against a pretty much a no-namer catcher on the left side, but we might see a foul on him anyways, just because Wood Elf team only has one guy here to come in for the bench. So if anything, if you whittle down the bench and you whittle down the guys on the pitch, then eventually they're just going to run out of Wood Elves to actually bring on the pitch. So that could be a strategy today, but it would be very bad to use the bribe there, and then it wouldn't be on somebody that was really crucial if they did get that foul out called by the referee. So looks like he's not going to do the foul, and now we're going to see if this Wood Elf team, as always, is he going to go and make this quickie touchdown here? That's going to be the question here. I don't know, but I believe he will. Knowing our man Enarion, he's just going to go for this touchdown straight away. And I don't think he's going to just slow down just because this is Ducke on the other side of the ball here controlling these Dark Elf team. Why change his nature? It's just in him to just go for it like that. So there we go. He's going to put the guy in the back line. He's going to hand off here to this other +1 in agility man. So he's just going to move up over there and get a 2+ pass, quick as you like, and get the 2+ catch with the catch ability, and just like that, 0-1 Saviours of Athel Loren. EnarionBB2 will not pause for anyone. He is not afraid of the slow ground and pound, and you better believe that he's going to get this score here. Magic Dome for today's match, and that's going to be great. So both of these Elves teams don't have to worry about any rain or blizzard, any sun in their face or anything like that. That is perfect. So none of that jazz. And the Dark Elf team, let's see what type of elf ball they want to play today. Do they want to go into a shootout with the Elven team, or will they just play solid, just move the ball methodically up the pitch and then score it at the end, go up 1-1, and then when it's their possession half in the second half for the Dark Elves, will they just again ground and pound very slowly and then win the game 2-1? We'll see what he is going to have in store, but I believe, knowing Ducke, that we're going to see a slow and methodic push. In fact, that's exactly what I would do in this case here. I wouldn't go and make a quick score, especially get into a shootout with a very dangerous Wood Elf team who is not afraid to go for those 2-move touchdowns. So there you go. He's going to get the hit right, and that's actually going to help out the Dark Elf team, because he was most likely just going to move up the ball down the pitch very methodically, and then after that just go and make the score at the end of the round. So that's going to really help out the Dark Elf team. Sure, he's got only 6 more rounds left, but honestly, Dark Elves, they will take that. They can really move up the pitch real quick if need be there with that extra agility here for all of his guys. Well, not extra agility, but agility 4 for all of his guys. So everybody a very dangerous passer, everyone a very dangerous catcher, and just a very powerful offensive crew if they really want to get into a shootout with the Wood Elf team. But again, I just don't see that happening there. So as you can see there, the Wood Elves are going to place the 3 people in the line, one guy out away, and then the tree man with the lineman here together. And truthfully, it's because the stab, sure, he's got multiple block, but stabbing a armor value 10 tree, not exactly a good idea there, because after the stab, you can't move. So you'll end up base to base against a tree man if he ends up missing on the stab there, which he more than likely will, because only 11 or 12 will get the armor value break against the tree. So for the stab, so you definitely don't want to go and stick your multiple block with the stab assassin in the front line like that. So definitely a good idea. He's just gonna have Horking Heart Ripper right there in the front line, just stab one of the elves, and then after that just move up whenever he can. And I just love all of the weapons here. I actually had thought about taking Horking Heart Ripper when I was playing against the Norse team there, because of everyone just about having the armor value 7. So that was an idea there, but it looks like, ooh, the Wood Elves here are going to be hitting a combination hit and getting Horking Heart Ripper right in melee range of this tree. But don't forget, he does have dodge, so this is not going to be an easy block to make even with 3 dice. And really wanted to get him down here, but is not going to be able to. Defender stumbles not enough, and so just gonna have to depend on another Wood Elf with that both down die, and he's gonna get the stun there after the armor value break. That is great. Nice little combination as you saw there. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a backwards replay there, but as you can see there, lines up his Wood Elves in such a way that after this leap in hit, he's going to be able to get the blitz off, and then after that be able to get the push combination and get Horkid Heartripper into melee range with the tree. So very nice play here, not missing a beat, probably knowing that the Dark Elf team is not in any particular hurry, is going to put his guy in a little bit of a danger spot though, right there in front of the cage, because he will get blitzed down, and quite possibly he could see a big hit, and then after that a foul caused on this War Dancer with the +1 agility. And if I was the Dark Elf team, I would definitely be thinking about that right now. So kind of leaving this guy out there for the time being, but he does get the hit on the assassin like he wants to at the moment. But we should see this hit coming up. He's using the +1 strength Blodge Man to actually carry this ball, and boy, wouldn't you love to see strip ball right about now for the War Dancers. But I believe that he instead went with Fend for his guys there. These are the usual kind of skills that you get for your guys. You know, you get some mighty blows, you get the doubles there, and he's got the tackle with the side step here, but no strip ball. Instead, he went with the Fend, and so just now the Dark Elves can just use whoever he likes instead of just being stuck having this runner carry the ball because of the threat of maybe having a strip ball. But no threat of a strip ball exists, so just let the +1 straight Blodge Man hold the ball for the time being. He's going to be a pretty good ball carrier because of that Blodge ability. Just needs to really watch out for any of these War Dancers jumping in with the leap ability and maybe getting that ball out. But as you can see there, Dark Elves going to be putting a guard on one side of the cage, and then right here on another corner of the cage right there. And so if there is going to be a leaping in for the Wood Elf team, then it will end up just maybe being at best a one die block, but I don't think he can get another guy in there somehow. Maybe leap the other War Dancer in, but he doesn't have guard or anything like that. Ooh, nice little hit there in the front line. Again, just biding his time, not too much in a hurry at the moment. He's going to stick a couple of guys in there that might be able to threaten the ball carrier, but honestly, this is not going to threaten him too much. But you still want to make your opponent make the rolls as much as possible. Even if it's just a 2+, you go and do it. And he's putting the tree right there, so this will be a pretty tough hit for his guys there. He does have the sidestep ability. This guy does have the tackle, so he might still be able to get at least a one die block, if not two die block. Actually, yeah, okay, so this is going to be a lineman. I thought that was a catcher maybe. Kind of tough to see at the moment. And nice little hit there, KO on him after that both down die, so that's going to be great. Oh, and a foul there. Wood Elf team not going to be too afraid and will go for it, and not going to get fouled out for his troubles. Not a very high percentage chance to get fouled out, so going to play the percentages. I believe about 30% chance to get fouled out, and not going to get the call here. That's going to be great. Bit risky here for his guys, because boy, if that goes wrong and he gets fouled out, then again, not many guys here on the bench for these Wood Elf team, and so could pay for it in the long run. Looks like he will be able to get that hit off there, and that is going to be really great. And we'll be able to take him down. And nice little stun. We'll get the blitz off on the left side after he will free things up a little bit. Big injury, and not going to APO that guy out of there. So that's one less guy here to worry about, and that's the one with pass block here. But you know, pass block isn't really going to be so useful against this Dark Elf team, because not really known for hucking the ball too far down the pitch is this Dark Elf team, right? I mean, he's not going to throw the ball anytime soon. He just wants to ground and pound it for the time being, and if maybe push comes to shove, then throw it. But for right now, that opens up the left side big time, and guard escorts here for the Dark Elf team. That's how you counter the War Dancers leaping in there. And at the moment is getting shut down. Not going to jump in there as of yet. He's just going to take down corners here and try to get some armor value breaks here against any armor value 7 that he sees here. And he's going to go and poke his head in there with the tackle War Dancer. Get another guy in here to maybe screw things up for the Dark Elf team. As you see there again, the dodge, make him do rolls. And he's going to try to surround this cage, put a little pressure here on Ducke's guys there on this cage. But Dark Elves, unlike the Chaos team, the Dark Elves with full agility, if anything, will do wild and crazy stuff to try to get out of there, and they can afford to do so. Maybe 3 pluses at worst, probably, for dodges, or maybe even a handoff. You can do a handoff against a tackle zone. That's just a 3+ handoff, so that's not a big deal for the Dark Elf team. Definitely going to be a risk nonetheless, but still, it's not. This isn't too bad. I mean, this is threatening, but this is not insurmountable by no means here. So now we'll see a stab there, and the stab is going to come through, and that's going to open things up here. Armor value 7. That is one of the greatest weaknesses here, and the Dark Elf team is absolutely at the moment taking advantage every moment he could try to get in there. And he will blitz, will get that stab off, and should be able to open up a hole here. Move the cage once again. He should try to get his cage going here, because there will be 2 more turns left. Nice little armor value break. No big injury, and no apothecary usage as of yet. Holding on strong, but boy, that's another armor value break with an injury. So now the Wood Elves are forever going to be down to 10 guys on the pitch at most. So Dark Elves will have the numbers advantage for the time being, but also for the rest of the game. He does have 2 guys to come in replacement. There's going to be the foul, and there's going to be the bribe. He's going to be accepting that bribe. Look at that little cheeky bastard. Going to take the 100k gold all the way to the bank. And 2 more turns left to play. Wood Elves just need to hold on for a couple more turns. Get a little defense here. And might actually be able to do so, because the War Dancer has not really moved as of yet. So we might see a blitz in here and try to get his guy in there to help out and get a 2-die block somehow. Looks like he will actually get a 2-die block against the runner there. Actually, the ball carrier, because that's not exactly the runner. But, oh, just going to be a push here after a reroll. Oh, man, that is incredibly... Oh boy, a 55% chance times 2. So what is it, almost 75% chance to actually get that ball out, and got a little bit nuffled. And again, when you like to see strip ball on this guy, that ball would have came out no problemo. But with a great dice roll for the Dark Elf team, Ducke survives here. That nice little hit. War Dancer couldn't believe it. And the Dark Elves now have a shot at going up 1-1 at the end of the half. He does still need to get ball security for his guys. I don't think he wants to go potato, but he might as well, because this is the best shot. But does he want to do it? Maybe a side cage is coming up here. We might see a handoff coming up soon there. Nice little hit. He's going to get a couple of extra pushes there for his guys. So that's going to be really nice for him. Altair is going to go down to the KO. And with the 2 extra pushes here, that will get him 2 extra movement on these guys that are laying down on their buttocks. And he will move along to this left side here, or to the center, and pass it off to Eldril. And he is a really great receiver. He does have catch on him, and he's going to break loose and score it. I mean, hey, why not? SPP, who cares about that crap? And oh, wow. 3-die block doesn't really work out well for the Dark Elf team. And now he will move out his guy away from the tree. And this should be a touchdown here at the end of the half. So with that, Dark Elf team, he will move on to the second half with a bit of an edge here. Actually, I wouldn't even call it a bit of an edge. It's going to be a huge edge. He's got a wizard in hand. He already used the bribe, but definitely with the wizard in hand, that does mean that it offers some insurance if he gets nuffled or something like that, or if somehow, some way, as you saw there, the War Dancer did get a 2-die block. Unfortunately, didn't work out for the Wood Elf team, but had the ball come out, and if the Wood Elves would have come up with it, then at least he'll have a Wizard, and as long as a 1 doesn't come out for the Lightning Bolt or anything like that, then he'll be just fine. Eldril should be able to take this one in. Damned be the SPP, who cares about that crap? Here comes a multiple stab there, and he will be able to get down another guy, and a big stun here. That is great here for Horkin Heart Ripper. So far, kind of hasn't been doing extreme great work, but definitely for him to make it through the first half and still be a threat here for the second half, that is a win in itself, and especially being able to score there at the end. So far, so good. Elder Sidewinder and Horkin Heart Ripper, along with a couple of guys there. Oh boy. This could be it here for Enarion, but don't count these guys out yet, because Wood Elf team, War Dancers, as you saw there at the end of the first half, was able to somehow come up with a hit against the ball carrier. Didn't work out, but still, he did get some hits in, and Dark Elf team really needs to watch out. Still needs to play some very solid Blood Bowl if he hopes to win against a very dangerous Wood Elf team, and even more so when their backs are going to be against the wall like this. So they could definitely do some Elf BS, don't forget. Definitely could happen, but Dark Elves, they have the will. They have the time. This could be a Duck Dynasty. It could be Season 1 champion and possibly Season 2 champion, and it is a big reality here for Duck's team there. Will it be Duck's Dynasty, or will it be Enarion unseating him? We'll see. 9 more rounds left to play. Dark Elves with a nice little hit. Armor value break. Boy, Dark Elves are getting a bunch of nice armor value breaks, and look at this here. The KO personnel didn't even come back, so didn't even have kick for the second half, and the ball actually lands really short, and actually a very bad spot for the Dark Elf team. If he fails this pickup roll, then it could scatter out of bounds, so he will be forced to really be careful with this ball, and looks like the sure hands runner won't be able to get to it, so if anything, he's going to have to pick this up without the sure hands, and if he does roll a 1, he will waste a reroll on it, and that could be a killer thing for him. On the second half here, you want to hold on to your rerolls as much as possible, just in case it goes to overtime, and then maybe if it goes to the kickoffs, then at least you'll have a nice little advantage for your guys. Looks like he's going to continue to try to hand it off, and with this, you don't want to let the Wood Elves back into the game here, and he will get the reroll off. Not going to get nuffled, and luckily so. Woohoo! Nice little dodge there, and oh, more ones on the dice, boy. Oh man. Luckily here, the dodge is going to be missed, and not exactly the pickup or the handoff there, because if any of these were back-to-back ones, then the Wood Elves would have been all over that ball. So yeah, he failed it right there, but it didn't cause an injury, and definitely, you definitely weren't going to re-roll that. So a really good time for that to happen for the 1 in 36 chance. Looks like here comes the leap jump in there, and he's going to put the War Dancer in here. No blitz on the ball carrier. Interesting, but it appears that, okay, he's gonna again go for the push combination and get Horkin Heart Ripper in melee range again on the tree there, and so really wants to get that mighty blow off on that armor value 7, but again, 3-die block is not always going to produce a success. Ooh, defender down with a mighty blow. Maybe? No. Look at that. Armor value 7 holding on strong. Going to be a 6 on that. And boy, that is tremendous. Horkin Heart Ripper just holding up the front line. Don't worry, guys. I got this. He's going to hold back the tree for now. Dark Elves. Boy, talk about armor value breaks. He's going to get his. And we'll be able to get that War Dancer down. We might see a foul on him. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. Boy, why stop with no bribes here? He does have a couple of guys here left to come in. He's got guys KO'd for the time being, but still, he could actually still get another foul there caused on the War Dancer. Why not? It's going to be the one with +1 in agility, a very dangerous one, in fact. And so, might get this dodge lineman over there and do the dirty deed. He's going to do a couple of go-for rolls, but why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One go-for roll for the foul, but still, why not, right? Why freaking not? I'd do it. Here comes a nice little dodge there. Hook and Heart Ripper. He's going to get out of trouble, and we might see a foul. No, we're not. Okay, so he's just going to move his guy over. Okay, we still can do it. Okay, he will do the foul. The little foul icon did not come over the top of his head, and he will get the hit off. Nice KO. Perfect. And, oh, that's worth it, baby. Send me off. Send me off. I did it. KO, and the Apothecary actually is going to be used on the War Dancer. That is tremendous here, and it's going to cause a stun, so he's going to be on the ground one more turn, and that's really, really big trouble here because he's not out of the woods. Dark Elves might think about fouling yet again on the War Dancer because he's a really big piece here. Why not? But Dark Elves really has to watch out. The numbers advantage isn't his way any longer, and so definitely you gotta watch out for this. You can't get a little bit too carried away with the fouls, but boy, that is something to consider. But I think nobody on the pitch deck is a really good candidate to do this foul on this War Dancer, but you can't put it past Ducke. He might actually still go and do it, but I mean, I don't think so. That's my professional opinion, but you never know. You never know. Here comes the blitz all along the left side here. Tree Man holding up the center all by his lonesome. But the blitz is going to be called here on this catcher there. And so, no particular hurry. It's just going to be turn 11 for the time being. He's just going to go and reform the cage. Get the guard personnel on the corners of the cage. Perfect so far. His hand is just moving the pieces. Everybody's following along. The decision making very solid, very good here for Duck's offense. And boy, great thing about having dodge is any ones on the dice, no problem. He won't see Nuffle very often. So far, so good for both teams, except for, I would say, the armor value breaks here. Hasn't really gone the way of the Wood Elf team, but that's kind of expected here for the weaker armor value 7, especially with the assassin there in line. Gonna be doing a couple of extra stabs there whenever he can, and so far has been the object of ire for this tree ant there in the center, trying to get him down there, but is not going to be able to. Defender stumbles, not good enough. He doesn't have tackle or anything like that, so that's going to be too bad. And both down dice is just going to cause a turnover for that tree man, so that would be bad as well. It's going to just get the hits off here in the right side. War Dancer is going to finally come back up here after a KO. And speaking of KO, Hork and Heart Ripper is finally going to be suffering a big armor value break here. Welcome to the channel, guys. VG Purist here. Thanks for joining me here for this Castle Championship match. If you haven't already, please hit the follow button. I'll be doing every game of the Cabal Vision Champions Cup playoffs, even Season 3, all the games. You can also hit me up on YouTube as well. You can subscribe there and like my videos. You can follow along here as well, and that will also do you well. Alright, Dark Elf team now. They are going to be playing it very safe at the time being. Again, guard personnel at the corners, as you can see. Boy, this is an absolute joy to see here. I mean, just playing some really solid Blood Bowl there, and looks like he's going to move his Eldril sidewind. Thought about putting him at the top right there, but actually moved him here to the back left. Was okay with maybe putting him there, but did not want the War Dancers or anything like that jumping in there and maybe taking advantage. So gonna put Eldril Sidewinder, and also a bit of a safer position for his guys there with the armor value 7. So gonna tuck him away, gonna put the more bulkier armor value 8 in the front line, because more than likely the blitz is probably gonna come here on either one of these top corners there, and it looks like it's gonna be the top right one. And just going to be a push. That's going to be unfortunate, but that's okay. the Dark Elf team pretty much signaling that, hey, I'm going to hold the ball for as long as possible. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to do anything crazy, Enarion. Not yet, at least. But with this nice little blitz in, push him out of position. And just going to be taking away these receivers here. And as we saw at the end of the first half, Dark Elves leaving a couple of guys here on the sideline, just kind of roaming, doing a bit of a lizard theme here. That's kind of what the lizards like to do. They put their skinks right over here, and then they leave the skinks out to the left and right side, so that if anything happens with the cage, then he will be able to hand off, and then they'll be able to make a break for it. Ooh, a wizard's gonna be used there and get the KO. Wow, gonna be worth it there. That's a big KO against a +1 in strength War Dancer. That's a big one. And not only that, we'll be able to open up a huge hole here at the center just left of it. And this is big time plays here. Is going to use that wizard. How many of us would have actually used that wizard right there? But right there, he did opt to go ahead and do it. And with that KO, totally worth it. Boy, how many whiffs have we seen in this tournament? And right there, works out extremely well for Ducke's team there. And now, time. Wood Elves, they have lost their greatest asset, the +1 in strength War Dancer that is normally the tremendous cage busta. And unfortunately, we'll have to try to stop this cage without the big threat. So now what are we going to see here? Don't forget though, Wood Elf team, even if the Dark Elves do score it on turn 16, Wood Elves can pretty much easily go for a one-turn touchdown. He does have catchers on his side there. Movement allowance 8 with that sprint. Just needs a couple of pushes and he'll be free for that one move touchdown. Ooh, he's going to take root there. And actually going to use the reroll on that loner. And the loner, it failed it. And unfortunately, the reroll is going to be used there. So, wow. A big one here. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about. You don't normally do that. If he roots, usually you just let that go, but he tries to re-roll that. What was the tree gonna do here? But I guess really wanted him. He did blitz with the tree, in fact, and so did not want to give up his blitz. And that's huge here, because not only is he still continued to be rooted, but he lost the re-roll and he's out of blitz in that last round. So Dark Elves, he is going to be able to breathe a huge sigh of relief here, and just going to need to take care of one guy. Oh, nice little KO. And we're going to see Eldritch Sidewinder more than likely come in with the Hypnotic Gaze. A big percentage chance to actually get that going. Should be able to get a blitz here off afterwards. Nice big hit. Witch Elf coming in through. No pushies here, baby. He is going to be clutch, or she, I should say. More steady hands here. He's gonna put the guard guys in the corners, even without the threat of the +1 in strength War Dancer. He still has it in his head. He's got it in his head. Play solid. Put the guard guys in at the corners there, and just absolutely just crush any possible dreams of any comebacks. I mean, barring some crazy maneuver here by this Wood Elf team, but I just don't see it at this point. And I think at this point here, you might want to think about it if you're the Wood Elf team. Just let this touchdown go to turn 16, and then on your own turn 16 at the end of the match, maybe even hope for a ride or even a one-turn touchdown there at the end, and hopefully be able to tie it. That might be the only thing left, and then maybe in overtime hope that the ball will go your way. But it looks like it's going to be a leap in there. Yes, he will get the leap to red die block. It's just going to be some pushies. Defender stumbles. That is, oh my gosh, what are the chances of that? Only defender stumbles, defender down dice, and he needed to get them both conjunctively together with the dice, and he gets it. Ball's gonna land in a great spot for the Wood Elf team. He's gonna move the catcher out. He's gonna have another catcher then possibly throw this down the pitch. It's just gonna be a nice little 3+ catch. Oh, he's actually gonna move to the tackle zone with the 3+ dodges. Why not? He does get through. He does get all the dices. He's just gonna do another go for a roll. Just gonna be another little 3+ pass there, and oh, gonna fail it there at the end. Just a 3+ into a 2+, and if he would have got all of that, the Dark Elves still would have had a blitz in, but it would have been a little bit difficult because he would have had to go through a couple of tackle zones to get there. But nonetheless, no tackle there for either of these guys. But still, he would have still had a shot, definitely, at the ball carrier. And it would have been a 2-die block because he's only got 2 strength there. So he only needed to get one guy back there. And more than likely would have been the blitz coming from the guy with block and tackle. So that was going to be a little bit more far-fetched. But had that worked out there, and he's got a reroll there, so I mean, had that worked out, then at least the Wood Elves would have had a shot. But now the ball is going to be right here, and Dark Elves should be able to have an easy time with it. Sure hands pick up. Oh boy, luckily he has sure hands because he totally rolled a 1. Nice little pitch and catch here. 2+ pass into a 2+ catch. Tagoot begins, and he will walk away with the ball to the sideline. He's going to end up in a great spot there. Only going to be maybe one guy here to stop him, but I don't even think he's in range. But nonetheless, the foul is going to come on and hopefully cause an armor value break, and it does. It's going to be a stun, and that is absolutely worth it. That is it. That is it. GG is it. Wood Elves have nothing left on the table except for maybe a 1-move touchdown. So don't you go away, guys. This is not over here. Dark Elves are going to be able to get this touchdown here at the end of the round, but Wood Elves not going to miss a beat. Going to try to take down a dangerous star player, but it's going to get fouled out in the process here. So hey, look at that. That is really big because, oh boy, I don't know about this, because he needed these players to stay in just in case he wants to try for a 1-move touchdown. Now with that, he's going to be one less guy here on the pitch to make a 1-turn touchdown for his Wood Elf team. But I guess he only needs a couple of guys because he's got a guy with grab and he's got a catcher there, I think, with the sidestep ability somewhere to come in, maybe. Oh, actually not. Actually, let's see here. Oh yeah, he does have, no, that's a lineman right there. So he doesn't, I don't think he has a sidestep or catcher ready to go, but I could be mistaken there. But let's assume he does, so that's not going to be a bad deal. Don't play dwarfs. A little message here by Ducke. He's going to give it out to you guys. Hey, no, dwarfs aren't bad, okay? It's just, look at how much more you get with some of these other races. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe you get the stadium inducements with the bribe, and then you get the death roller to stay on the pitch a little bit extra, but it's going to be Wood Elf time to shine here. Maybe get the 1-turn touchdown. That would be absolutely brilliant here. He needs it, but with the Wood Elves here, he only has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wood Elves, and boy, wouldn't he like to have the fouled out catcher here, or this lineman actually, to stay in there, because he would have had 6 elves plus the tree, so 7 guys, and oh, KO rolls are terrible for him. Oh my gosh, he needed at least a couple of guys, if not just at least one of them, but neither of them, not even going to be the thrower, and both of these guys are throwers, and so that's really bad. You know he's going to hook the ball, and oh boy, that's tremendous there. He's not going to have any Wood Elves here on the pitch to get the ball, and like I said, I think he doesn't have a sidestepper. Yes, he does here. No, he doesn't actually. No, oh, there it is. Yeah, he does. That is a sidestepping catcher. So there you go. He will be putting him up in the front line here, but again, I think that foul there, I don't know if I like that too much, but I guess really wanted to get Eldritch Sidewinder out of there, but he still had a 1-turn touchdown move to get through, so I don't know what the big deal was. Gonna be a riot on the pitch here, guys, so adds an extra turn. Oh boy, that's great for this Wood Elf team, but I don't know if he's got enough guys. He needs at least, what, 3-4 guys to make the fly down the pitch, but he did line up for a 1-turn touchdown, so all of his guys beginning from the center, and so that is really bad. He's going to use up a lot of the movement allowance to actually get his guys in position, and they will be able to get 3 guys there in position, but Eldritch Sidewinder should be able to hypnotic gaze the 2-strength catcher there, 67% chance to do so, and then blitz down another guy and absolutely just surround, and and crowd up the last catcher, and oh boy. And he did not get that pickup ball, and luckily though, no big armor value break here. So War Dancer, that's going to be okay. But unfortunately, that does reduce his movement 1, and so when he does this little move here, he's going to have to do a go for it roll and maybe hand off to this lineman and then get the throw off with this guy. But he's going to have to make extra little rolls there, and with no more re-rolls left for the Wood Elf team, this is not looking good. Elder Sidewinder is going to go and Hypnotic Gaze this man there. Now, Hypnotic Gaze is only good for the Dark Elf team's turn, and he does need to activate him to get the Hypnotic Gaze off, but the only way to get the Hypnotic Gaze off is to actually move him, and so this kind of takes him out of the equation. After the handoff here, can't exactly just pass to him. He needs to move him down to the touchdown area, so a handoff is going to be necessary after this blitz. Wrestle is going to be good enough there. He's just going to be a little bit short here of the touchdown. Oh yes, he is, just barely too, just barely. So nice big wrestle from the Witch Elf, and go for it was going to be failed, but Dark Elves, he's gonna sense the end here for the Wood Elf team, and now foul coming up there for, he's gonna get the little cheeky foul of the Ward Dancer, and if he does get the armor value break, then that will be the end, but it looks like not gonna be able to. So there we go. I'm gonna pause it real quick, guys. Oh boy, take a little breather here. What does the Wood Elf team need to do? Well, he needs to make this little easy dodge there, only 1/36 chance of failing it, into a 2+ pickup roll. Now, as you saw earlier, the movement does mean that he's going to have to do a go for it roll, and he will have to come in there and maybe be able to get the handoff, but there's 3 tackle zones around the lineman, and so that's a -3 to the catch for this lineman, and he's not the one with the catch ability or anything like that, and so the Wood Elf team without any rerolls, that is a huge 5+ to actually get this catch there for his guide. So this right here is going to be the real killer. So I don't know if you really want to do this 5+, but this guy, he can't go out for the catch, nor can this guy. He's absolutely, he either needs to go through a bunch of tackle zones, or he needs to somehow maybe get a 2 red die block blitz through or something like that. That might actually be okay. A push is very common on the dice, right? So he can maybe get the push off and then get through and get the touchdown. But if you rely on a 2 red die block, then your hopes are very low there. So I think at this point, I mean, it's going to be very difficult no matter what you do, but I believe here you're going to have to maybe think about maybe getting the, oh boy, I don't know. I think the best thing to do here is get the blitz off here with the catcher, but this would be a 2 red dot block as well. So I don't know. Boy, this is the bad thing about the Wood Elf team there. Just a bunch of guys there with 2 strength. Just not enough there. Maybe get this catcher there. I don't know. Maybe just dodge away with this lineman and get the blitz off. But what's that blitz gonna do? Maybe open up some things so that this catcher can walk through. I mean, he's got 11 movement essentially, right? So if he gets a blitz off on this runner there, this could be a 1 die block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So actually, that might actually be a really good idea right there to get the blitz off. This would be a 3+ into a 2+ dodge into a 1 die blitz. So that might be enough. No help can come along there. So that actually might be a good idea there. And then this pass won't actually be so god awful. This is going to be the +1 in agility throw. So from around right here, this will be normally a 4+, so it'll be a 3+ pass, I want to say. Let's see here. I think no, this is a without 1. This is -1. Yeah, this will be a -2. So it would be a 4+ pass, but with that +1 agility would be a 3+ pass, so not too horrible. So 3+ pass into a 3+ catch, and he's got the catch ability, so only get 1 to 9 on the catch, and so this might actually be a really good way to go there. That is probably the best way to go at this point. So here we go. Tree Man, he's gonna walk up and he's gonna get the dodge. He actually opens it up, so it's just gonna be a 2+ dodge, 1 die block, and that is it. Wow, look at that. Wood Elf team Gets the skull. All he needs was a push and have a real shot there. That was a really tremendous shot there. And unfortunately, gonna get nuffled there at the end. And Duck, the Duck Dynasty lives, guys. Holy crap. Duck repeats as champion from the really difficult Champions Ladder Cup. Wow, Season 2. And as you can see there, 6% ball possession, but that's just the nature of how Enarion plays. But the real big number here that you have to look at there, 39 blocks succeeded to 29 and 2 KOs, 3 injuries to 2 KOs of the Wood Elf team. What a big difference these 3 injuries made there for the Dark Elf team. Was able to just whittle them down, and then after that be able to just capitalize here at the end. So, boy, that is it for Season 2. Duck repeats. Actually, the biggest question now is, will he be able to do a three-peat and continue the Duck Dynasty? As you can see from the Champions Ladder, and the Champions Ladder will end next week. And so we will have more playoffs to come. But as you can see there, the Duck playing the Lizardman team. He's the number 2 team, but the number 1 Lizardman team. So he's going back. Are these the luckiest guys in the world or what? Look here, guys. I have to tell you, if you guys are new to Blood Bowl and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's just about RNG. No. Okay. Yes, there is roles to be involved, but it's all about minimizing your risk, playing the percentages. I mean, like I said, the best way to say it is no limit poker. You know, it's like, yeah, you're gonna get murdered there when you get aces in the hole sometimes, and you go all in, right? It's just, that's the nature of Blood Bowl, and that's why we play it. It's all about minimizing your risk. It's all about doing your best there with the percentages. You need to know the percentages for doing things, because you need to take the lowest risk to the highest risk in that order on your turn every single time. And not only that, but play solid. Enough preaching, guys. Enough preaching to the choir here, guys. So with that, if you guys are going to be watching me here for the first time here on Twitch, or even watching me there on YouTube, please hook me up, subscribe, like my videos. It definitely helps me out there. It keeps me going, keeps these Blood Bowl videos coming to you guys. Eventually, if you guys don't love me enough, I might have to stop. But for right now, I know you guys love me, so we're going to keep this going. Season 3, Champions Cup playoffs to be more casted here. You know what? The reason why I do, though, is because the love of Blood Bowl. That's why I'm doing it here. That's why I'm the admin for you guys. I'm waving my cup thingy stand. Don't want to mess up my desk. And with that message, guys, we'll see you again. Most likely in probably a couple of weeks. I believe the season ends February 6th, I want to say. February 6th, I think. Yes. And so with that, we'll get the invites out for that week. And so the playoffs will officially begin on the 11th or 12th. And then we will be underway yet again. So we'll see Enarion back, as well as Lupak. World Satar, he's not going back. We're probably going to see a couple of extra guys in there that we haven't seen before, and that's going to be really exciting. Mo Dripster's going to be guaranteeing himself back for more. He's got Necromantic and a Dwarf team up there, so we'll see which one he's going to choose to go in there for his guys. But until then, thanks again for joining me. This is the VG Purist. More Blood Bowl action to come, as well as strategy role-playing games on my channel here. And hopefully, guys, I will see you guys next time. Sir Ironclad, nice seeing you, buddy.